All right, gonna start today's episode with a little quote here. It's a quote by Rumi. It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. Saw this and kind of thought of our situation we're in, and getting more time to spend with yourself than maybe you're used to, some more solitude than maybe we're used to, and looking at it as an opportunity to learn more about ourselves, especially in the fitness realm. Maybe being used to, working in group classes. Us CrossFitters love community, obviously, but it's sometimes good to step back into yourself for a little bit of time and use it to take some inventory.
Definitely. Yeah, and obviously we're in a weird situation right now. It's not ideal by any means, and we're not telling you this is better by any means. We love the group aspect. Our entire business and livelihood is based off the group aspect, and we want to get back to it as soon as possible. But like Tyler said, we can take this as a silver lining and kind of going off the stuff we talked about a few nights ago too. Just try to find the best in the situation, and right now it could be just kind of resetting your goals and trying to for the next few weeks until hopefully the doors back open up again sooner than later. Resetting your goals and trying to tap into that solitude and enjoy working out by yourself a little bit. It doesn't mean you still can't check in with us and have some accountability and post online, but as of right now, you're most likely going to be working out alone, and we got to do a few things to make sure we keep moving. And the worst thing we could do is just stop moving right now.
Right. And as Coach Zach said, we know a lot of you've been working out with friends and, just small groups, and that's awesome. We want to continue doing that as well. But there inevitably will be some times where you're alone and maybe doing a tough workout or anything tough for that matter that you don't have somebody there pushing you to do. And I think that's important as athletes and also as human beings to be able to find that intrinsic drive sometimes. So this is just, it's kind of a forced opportunity in a way that we get to do that a little more regularly before we, get back to the status quo and start working as a team in the same room again. But for the time being, maybe try to get a little more self-reflective during your exercise time. Use it as a time to take some inventory of why you do it. We know that obviously there's a lot of physiological benefits, especially right now, to keep our immune systems up and stay healthy. But why we, regularly choose to, as we said in that last episode, why we choose to overcome or to face adversity on a day-by-day basis. It's good when you're alone. You can really have those conversations without any extra noise and get some good answers as to what motivates you to do it, what motivates you to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to be a lot harder now too. It's going to take a lot more mental fortitude. You've probably been in a routine for months or years where you wake up every morning. Maybe you're an early morning workout person. You start your day every day at the gym, and now you're waking up in your house and you're not leaving your house most likely for the remainder of the day, and you're trying to think, what the hell do I do with myself? So try to keep that routine as much as possible. If you're someone who works out at 7 a.m. every day, try to keep that up, even if it's from home or if it's 4 p.m., whatever your normal workout time is. Try to keep that up as much as you can and keep as much, even though it's not the same. I'm not trying to say it's the same by any means, but try to keep some of that normal routine so you are more motivated to keep moving while you are at home a little more too. What other things would you say that could help you with some accountability while we're kind of working on these things a little bit distance from each other now?
I think the member forum is huge. Having some sort of tracking to your fitness still, like sharing. I know today we had our 5K WOD, and I was like overwhelmed with how many people were sharing their photos and their times, and people were picking each other up. And that's what we need, especially when we're, not in this face-to-face environment at the moment. So I think that's a big piece of it, is just staying accountable through each other in the member forum, and also just continue tracking your fitness, because as Coach Zach said before we started this interview to me, what you track improves, right? So if you're no longer writing down your stuff because we don't have the whiteboard and this and that, you're probably doing a disservice to yourself. So continue tracking. Just because we're not inside a CrossFit box, or just because you're not in your normal environment, doesn't mean you can't get fitter. And I think that is important to keep, at the forefront.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you are a member of CrossFit National or CrossFit Sohegan, keep using Sugar WOD. We're still posting WODs to those every day. You can still log in your results and see that virtual leaderboard for a little more accountability. And if you're someone listening to this outside the gym, I'm sure your gym probably has some type of virtual leaderboard too. And if it doesn't, grab yourself a notebook, start writing stuff down, start logging things down, and try to compare to some scores from before, and keep track of that. So when you get back into the gym, you have something to measure off of and to keep going from as well. As well, if you have people from the gym that you like working out with, start a group chat with them, whether it be on text messaging, Facebook Messenger. Try to check in with each other every day, have a little friendly competition, like, hey, I got 25 minutes on my 5K today, and someone else maybe got 24 or 59. So we have a little friendly competition with each other. Try to keep that up as much as possible, and check in with each other every day and see if you can keep each other going a little bit.
Right. I can totally empathize with some of the members who maybe have gotten extremely used to the group setting or the team setting, and feed off of that for encouragement and for motivation, because for a long period of my life, I was a team sport athlete. I played 8 years of football, and then I coached for a couple of years. And that's a very cohesive type of environment where, it's easy to push because there's 100 other guys doing it with you. Or in the CrossFit gym, when I first started out, I was just an athlete, and I didn't start coaching for a while. So I was used to that team environment and being in a class and kind of, going through it as a group. And then once I started coaching and I started having to put more hours towards that end of things, is when I really started gearing back my training to be, alone. And at first it was really tough. And that's why I'm saying I can empathize with the feeling of like missing out on that you get to feed off the group in a group class. But the more I did it, the more I realized that it was only making me a better athlete, because it was giving me so much more information. I was more self-reflective during it, and I could be like, all right, this made me tired. I was really good at this, or I was hesitant to push here, not hesitant to push there. It just made me more aware of where my strengths and weaknesses were as an athlete, and also made me more aware of where my strengths and weaknesses were in terms of mindset, and being able to have that like intrinsic push when there's not a coach at the front of the room telling me to go faster or telling me to put more weight on the barbell, and developing that like self self coaching that you have in your head is something that will make you a better overall athlete and a better overall human. So this is an awesome opportunity over the next couple of weeks, if this goes longer than we hope it will, to do that and to develop that coach's eye in your own mind as you work out.
Definitely. I'm sure there are days when you're working long hours and you got to work out by yourself that you maybe don't feel as motivated as other days. What are some of the things you remind yourself to keep you going on those days when you have to work out alone and maybe you're really not feeling it that much that day?
For me, I think a big part of it is just remaining disciplined, and I know that the more disciplined I am, the better off I'll be. So even on days where I maybe don't feel like doing something, I will still do it, even if it's not completely, to the degree that I should be doing it at, or if it's lower intensity or maybe a little less weight or a little slower than normal. But I still go through those motions and I still get the work done. And I think a lot of it is just reminding myself that I'm setting my future self up for success. So like my current self, I'm like, damn, I'm tired. I really don't feel like doing this. I'd rather eat dinner and just like lay down or whatever. But I know that my future self will thank me for putting in the work now, because it always does pay off down the road.
Yeah. Was that everyone's always said it too? Like you never regret actually doing it, right?
Right.
It's just getting yourself either, I would say to the gym, but for now it's either getting yourself in that mindset to grab onto that dumbbell or go for that run. And then once you're done, you feel 1,000 times better. So try to remind yourself of that feeling afterwards, riding that high after that workout and how good that feels afterwards. And again, remind yourself of your why too. And when I say your why, I don't just mean like I want to get in shape. We all have that reason. Try to dig deep a little bit. Try to figure out why is it important for you to get in shape, and why is it important for you to keep showing up every day and keep working out and use that as motivation to keep going too.
Right. And then as a CrossFit coach, I guess something that maybe makes me hopeful for our members is that given that you need to be kind of a minimalist in this time in terms of your training, it makes me hopeful that there's nothing else really to focus on other than movement quality. And that's like the base layer of success for CrossFitters, right? So maybe we don't have a ton of heavy barbells, maybe we can't swing around on the rings, but this body weight stuff that you guys are doing, or like this super simple equipment workouts, it's minimalist and it shows you what's really important, and what's really important is movement quality. So if you can control an air squat perfectly, then you control a 1 rep max back squat better than you could before. So kind of using this time to, like, as I said maybe a couple times already, is like acquaint yourself with your body and your movements, and you're not worried about the clock as much. You're not worried about a coach watching you. You're not worried about going faster than the guy next to you. It's just you and your movement, and taking that time to dial in the things that maybe you've been lacking on, or you've been slacking on, for a better term.
Yeah, it's a great way to put it. Just use this time to focus on quality. I know this morning when I did my workout with the rowing and dumbbell snatches, I was gonna set up a clock, and I said, no, you know what, I'm just gonna go after it. It was a little freeing to not be racing against the clock, or not be racing against someone else standing next to me, which is always nice to do as well too. But it was a nice little pace to change to be in my living room, just rowing and dumbbell snatching away, and just focusing on good movement and moving well and feeling good afterwards.
Right. And that's like, for me, like looking at, was it yesterday's water or the day before? It's like 5 push-ups, 10 air squats. It was like EMOM going back and forth. And you can look at that and be like, I could fly through it or whatever. I could probably up the weight or up the reps. But if you just do 5 perfect push-ups and 5 perfect air squats every minute, and you focus on every inch of the movement, it could be a lot. It could be a mental workout too, being completely present for each rep and each position.
That's a good way to put it. That's a nice little silver lining out of all this, is hopefully we'll come out moving a lot better.
Exactly. Expectation, the bar's getting set higher, people.
Yeah, right. I know.
We're
gonna be measuring depths of squats when people get back into the gym and seeing how they move. Right. So better be moving well.
Right. So I think that's pretty much it for today. But we just want to take this time to, first off, thank you guys for being so awesome. Secondly, stay accountable with each other. Keep that momentum going as we move forward through this thing, and focus on being present, especially when you're working out alone.
Definitely. Yeah, don't check out on us. It doesn't mean you need to post something on the Facebook page every day, but reach out to us. Let us know. Post something here and there. Reach out to someone else in the gym. See how they're doing. Check in on each other while we're going through this time. A simple "Hey, how you doing?" text would probably mean the world to somebody when they're kind of in this isolation period for the next few weeks. So don't check out on us. We'll be checking in with you guys and just try to stay in touch and keep moving every day.
All right. See you guys.
See you guys later.